This is the Midwestern Whisper. This is Whisper 32. It's a beautiful day outside, not a cloud in the sky, and warming up nicely already. It is May 2nd, 2011, and about 2.5 weeks to my annual camp out with my friends. And it is beautiful, but I'm a little concerned if it'll be warm enough at night, because we are tent camping, not camper camping. But we generally try to do our camp trip the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, which in the United States at least is the send-off for the camping season, so it's usually packed on that weekend, so we try to do it the weekend before, and thus far it's always been warm enough. So I guess that cold spell we had kind of threw me a little bit, but we're starting to get nicer weather now in the Midwest, so hopefully it will all work out, which I'm sure it will. In the news, yesterday and today, Osama bin Laden has been killed. This is something I sort of expected a long time ago, and now that it's confirmed, I personally just sort of feel empty. He was a very bad person, and yes, I think that he needed to be taken out, but how can there really be a celebration when people are killed? There have been world leaders that needed to be killed. Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin. But I don't ever see a time that I could really celebrate the death of a human being, even a very bad human being. So as I say, it just makes me feel empty. I don't necessarily think that this is the end of the war. As a matter of fact, I was reading online about it last night, and there is some concern that there will be retaliation against Americans overseas. And I mean, that is, it's not a magical cure for the end of the war, and it is possible for war to go on without the main leader. He had plenty of subordinates. But anyway, I started out chipper on this video, and then now I'm sort of somber, but let's get off that subject. Just something that's brand new news, and I wanted to mention it. But I will pray for all of our soldiers to come home, and I would like to stop seeing local people in the news that have been killed by roadside bombs. But anyway, with that, I think for a few minutes I'm going to talk about other whisperers. I'm starting to really recognize some names, and I think that what I'm going to start with is my preference when I listen to whispers, what I like. It is not to say that if your whispers are not like exactly my forte, does not mean I don't like your whispers or your style. It's just, this is my preference. And I do listen to all varieties, and I give everyone a chance, and there's been very few whispers I out and out don't like, and I'll never leave a negative comment or a dislike. I don't want people to, well, I do want people to do that for me, because I want to know if something isn't the way you like it, but please leave the nastiness at the door, so to speak. I see enough of that on other places in YouTube. But anyway, first and foremost, I prefer the male voice over the female voice, and I think that primarily that reason is because it's a little deeper and a little less shrill. And again, not to say that I have not come across a lot of great female whisperers. Next, I actually prefer a European accent, especially Wales or United Kingdom. Well, I can't even say United Kingdom. Wales and England accent. Not to say that a Scottish and Irish accent isn't interesting. It's just not quite as relaxing for me personally. And that's why I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get any subscribers, because I obviously do not have a European accent. But, and then my next preference is, when they talk, they just talk about their life, or stories in their area, or just stories in general, but nothing read. But of course, if you throw in like a poem or other things you write down that you want to remember, I mean, that's cool. And I've read or listened to some people that have read poems and even short stories, and they're actually quite good. The Whispering Voice did Annabelle Lee, and by Edgar Allan Poe, and that was great. I must have listened to that 20 times. And there are, I can't think of his name right now, but he does like children's stories and fables. That's his main subject matter. That's good. Actually kind of like that, but overall, I prefer to have someone just talk about their life, because not only can I relax, but I can actually learn a little about the person, and that's half of what I like about this. I personally do not really care for echoes. Some people do the echo, voice echo thing. It's kind of interesting to listen to, but it doesn't relax me. I don't even really care for much music or sound effects in the background. If the sound effects like water trickling or the music is very, very quiet and doesn't overpower the voice, I don't mind it, but it has to be at least 1/4 of the volume of the voice, or it's too distracting for me. And I do know that I have static in my mic, and I don't mind some static. I've come across some people that have static. Some are worse than others. But as we all know, if there's too much background noise, then it's hard to understand what the person's saying. And some people that can afford to get the nice mics, they can virtually eliminate that. And there are a couple settings in the Windows microphone setup. One is noise cancellation. At least with the microphone that I use, that noise cancellation just echoes out my voice, makes it hollow, so I don't use it. And there is actually an echo setting to cancel out an echo, but then again, it just makes my voice recording sound unnatural, so I don't use either one. At some point, I would like to get a better microphone, but with the baby coming and all the expenses I'm facing soon, I really can't afford to spend extra money on somewhat frivolous things. So, but I've come across a lot of good whisperers, and some of these people have been around a long time. It seems that the phenomenon started sometime in early 2009, maybe late 2008. But, and I see that some people don't get the whispers out too often. I think average is probably once a week. And I see that some people that have been around a long time have slowed down example, I'm just going to use the whispering voice again because I talked to him in a private message about it. He used to do them about once a week, and over 2 years later, he's down to roughly once a month. And I think part of that is the fact that he has so many people talking to him, and he makes sure he answers each and every person. With about 4,200 subscribers last time I looked, and I would imagine a good percentage of them are still commenting to him. And he is probably on YouTube every day, but yeah, I mean that's almost a workload in itself, and that makes him a very dedicated man. He did tell me that it's still as important to him today as it was 2 years ago. So, and I believe him. And one other thing that I wanted to comment about with Whisperers, I generally prefer not to see the face of the Whisperer, only in the fact that it's a little distracting for me. But there are a few exceptions to that. One good one is Snarky Whispers. Hopefully I said that right. She's so perky, and her face just makes you bring a smile to your face, and yeah, so that actually works well together. And not to mention her baby whispers just about crack me up. I'm about ready to laugh here just thinking about them. And I'm somewhat new to the Whisper community. I've only been subscribed for about 6 weeks now, and only listened to them maybe 2 weeks before that, so it may be old news to a lot of you, but it's somewhat new to me, so yeah, quite humorous. But I've subscribed to a lot of people, and a vast majority of them are Whisperers, and I tried to listen to them, each and every one, but of course I haven't got to everyone, but I'm really honestly going to say I have not come across a bad whisper. Of course, we all have our preferences, and some things we like better than others, but everyone has a unique style, and different subject matters, and different lives. We all have our own lives, and sharing even a little, it makes it an interesting whisper. And I'll keep you watching as long as I can. And to everyone that whispers, keep it up. It's a great community. As I said before, last several years I found YouTube to be very negative, and the whisper community is almost the exact opposite of that. So